Hello and thank you for dropping in to 5 Weekly Entertainment. And today we have one of the scariest stories I have ever heard. Covered by Joshua. This story comes from years ago when I was with my family just traveling around seeing new places and meeting new people. As we as a family was outgoing, you could say. And after traveling from here to there, I remember when we found this lovely place, and me and my father and mother all went out and set up our campsite, only to find out that we just wasn't there on our own. As I went out looking around this new place, where there was trees, bushes, mountains, wildlife, I remember thinking, what a great life. Then that's where everything went from great to a time of my life I would remember for the rest of my life. As I made my way back to our campsite for something to eat, that's when I first saw him. As the sun drops and the night comes, I remember him standing there next to my father, as my father was talking to the man. I remember him turning his head to look at me. His eyes was wide but dark. The outside of his eyes had a ring of darkness around them. With a plain look on his face, that's when a bad feeling came all over my whole body. Then I started walking back. As he looks back to my father to finish talking, I went to see my mother. She was by the fire pit making food. I asked her for a drink after my walk, and then I asked her, who was the man talking with Dad? She just said, some man that lives nearby. I remember thinking, he lives nearby? Where? As we were in the middle of nowhere. So how could that be? Anyways, I went on about my night, as any young boy would do at that time, only to come back to the campsite to get ready for bed. As I remember it being late, as my father and the man was out by the fire pit till late, my father would be out there for a bit longer, then would head off to bed. I remember waking up to noise, to see my father and mother looking over at the fire pit where the man was. And as I turned my head to see, I could see that this so-called man, with his coat off, as he's dancing in the fire, and as he turns, I could see horns on his head and hoofs for feet. We knew this was something unworldly, as my father and mother made us leave everything behind. Just to get out of there was all my father and mother wanted at the time. And thinking back to that time of my life, this feeling comes all over my body. For what we saw that night was enough to stop me from camping ever again. Well, that was one scary story. Let us know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, share. Anything you could do, we appreciate here at 5 Weekly Entertainment. Thank you for watching. Stay in tune for our next video.